This week we have a requested review, the Hyper Tough 1.5 gallon brushless vacuum cleaner, which I didn't know existed till a commenter told me about it. We got built-in accessory and hose storage, compatible with Hyper Tough 20 volt max batteries up to 4 amp hour, and great because that's all they have, lightweight and portable. They do need to make a larger amp hour battery. Come on, Hyper Tough. Your 12 volts have a 6 amp hour battery. Come on. Well, dang, look at this little fella right here. It's cute as a button. But I guess all the stuff's inside of it because there weren't no battery on the outside of it. Got a little short hose here. It looks like my Ryobi vacuum a little bit. A little area for the battery. Oh my gosh. It's even like protects it against like water and dust. Fantastic. Even has this little deal right here, which my Ryobi came with. This is looking really good so far. As soon as I heard about this, first of all, I was like, hey, this ain't real. Somebody's confused. But I was the confused one. Does this close, though? It needs to be able to close. Oh, you got to tuck it in. You got to tuck it and close it. If you don't tuck it, it gets stuck. See, right here, if you don't tuck it, that's a pain. I am not a fan of this part of it already. Open her up. Oh, looky. We got the regular dry vac filter. We have a nice fast charger, fast is relative. And a 2 amp hour battery, which on something like this, well, it's fully charged too. Wow. Something like this will last not really a long time. This is annoying me already. This is a shame, because I want to love this thing, but I don't want to do this. Let's see here. I think we should start by measuring the CFM. It says it has 35 CFM, which is okay. Let's see what it actually is. So we have our vacuum, and it is connected down here on our test tube. And all the way down here on the end, we have our anemometer. I'm going to turn it on. We're going to see how many feet per minute of airflow we get. And then we can calculate our CFM. So we're just under 1,000 feet per minute. I'll have the actual number on the screen and the CFM. But let's replace a 2 amp hour battery with a 4 amp hour battery to see if it's any better. I will say when I put the 2 amp hour on the charger, it said 71%, so it wasn't fully charged. That looked like it was a little bit above 1,000 feet per minute. I'm going to put the crevasse tool on there, and we're going to test it again, just to see how much CFM we lose. Our 4 amp hour battery is still in there. So as you can see, there is a slight drop when you put that crevice tool on. So with the Hyper Tough shop vac, just like a lot of shop vacs, you have an inlet port, but you can also use the shop vac as a blower. I've connected a fitting to the outlet port here, connected to the hose, and it's blowing down into our tube down here. So we're going to see how well it does and how many CFM that it can put out as a blower. Same 4 amp hour battery in place. I don't think we've run it long enough to make a difference as far as performance. You can disagree in the comments. But if I ask you to disagree, disagree vehemently. Well, our friend doesn't like being a blower. Maybe it's because I let that filter in, and I'll show you what I mean. If we take this off, we open up the shop vac on the top over here. Actually, we didn't have to open it up. On the top right here, there's a filter. And I guess we had to take it apart to get to it, so I feel a lot better about leaving it there because that's what everybody else is going to do. Perfect. Never mind, guys. Proceed with your life. So I saw something noteworthy before we go on. This has to do with the charger, however, which is nice. You can mount this charger to the wall, which is what I do with all my chargers. But the output is 21 volts at 2.4 amps. 2.4 amps is not a lot, but when you're dealing with tools in this category, these budget-friendly tools, 2.4 is about as good as you're going to get. I thought these chargers were 2 amp chargers or 1.5 But 2.4 is actually a pleasant surprise for this category. If you have a DeWalt Milwaukee charger or Ryobi charger that's 2.4, it's not as exciting. I feel like we need to make a comparison against like a standard shop vac here, just so you guys get an idea of what the CFM means. This is the heart. Now it's a little bit bigger, obviously, 6 gallon, 5 peak horsepower. But maybe you're curious how this compares with an actual shop vac which you might use in your shop. I have a bigger one than this, but this is a new one that I picked up because they were on sale for a killer price. $39.99, guys. Walmart's got good stuff if you know when to buy. So we're plugged in suck-wise down here, so I'm going to fire it up, and we're going to see what happens here with the meter. So you get a rough idea right there. I'll put it on the screen, the exact numbers, but it's 2.5 times more than the Hyper Tough battery-powered vacuum. If you try to battery power a vacuum that's as powerful as the heart, the battery ain't gonna last long, especially when your battery platform consists of a large battery of 4 amp hours. It's just not gonna work out, so you gotta make it less powerful, more energy efficient. Well, look at what I found sitting in the back of the shop. It's my old 3-gallon Ryobi vacuum, brushed model. She's a beaut, Clark. This bad boy had some problems last time I used it. It made a weird whistling noise, but it still sucked. So we got it plugged into the suck tube, and we're going to see how good it sucks. Didn't realize that my 6 amp hour battery, which is fully charged, was still on it. I've been looking for that for a while, but oh well. We don't have to ask which one is louder. It was more powerful, but the problem is that it sounds like hell. Let me open this sucker up. Maybe it's defunct. It might be, I forgot about the filter. Maybe it's slightly clogged. Oh yeah, it's got some brick dust in it or something. Here, let's see if we can clean this sucker out a little bit. This thing's looking kind of raunchy. Come with me. Dang, it got kind of dark on me. Oh my gosh. This is what real men wear. Alright, we're all set again. I don't think the sound's going to get any better. But maybe the sucking will get better. God dog, it's loud, isn't it? That's the loudest vacuum I ever heard. And it did do a little bit better. It did better than the Hyper Tough, but not a whole lot better. Now I think what we're going to do is I have these pieces of paper and cardboard that I've cut up, and I'm going to lay them out, and we're going to see if any of these things clog up or slow down the Hyper Tough, and then we'll move on to some weightier items. First up, I have some 1/2-inch squares of cardstock. No problem there. Here are some 3/4-inch squares. Looking at these, it looks like there's way more than I intended. But let's try it anyway. Looks like we have a problem down in there. As you can see, they get jammed up in there pretty good with this hose. So the 3/4-inch squares, that's too much for the Hyper Tough. I feel bad now that I cut up the 1-inch squares. Let's get the heart in here to see if we can mop this up. Might as well keep on going. So there's no prayer of it doing these cardboard chunks that are the same size. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some bolts, nuts, screws, something of weight to see if it can pull that up in to the glorious Hyper Tough. Let's make sure we're not too overstocked here. Oh no, no, no. We'll even dump those out. So we're going to test out if this thing can pick up some washers of increasing weight, then some 1/2-inch self-tappers. Then we'll see if it can pick up some 5/16, maybe some 3/8, and some 1/2-inch nuts if it's so capable. We shall see. I don't know about these though. I don't know. We're going to find out. First up is our lightweight washers. No problem there. Now our slightly heavier washers. Mission accomplished there. Now our 1/2-inch self-tappers. Some are 5/16, some are 1/4. Got those. Had to work them down the hose a little bit, but we got them. Now our 5/16 nuts.
Are you kidding me?
That's not going to happen. Hart, come help us out again. The Hart's got it, not the Hyper Tough. I almost forgot to do the water test. This is a wet dry vac. So I'm going to take the filter out and we're going to let the little ball inside tell us how much this thing can suck up and how quickly it can go. There we go. There's our little ball that tells us, or tells the vacuum when to stop, because if it doesn't stop, it's going to suck water up into the motor, and we don't want that. That'll cause a dramatic event. There's 1 gallon of water. Let's see how quickly this vacuum will suck it up. Oh, it stopped. Oh, no, it's gone again. But no suction there. So it gets right about 1 gallon. And I thought it did a pretty decent little speed right there. So that was okay. Looks like it gets around 2/3 of the way full, which jives with 1 gallon of capacity liquid suckage. Now I was about to call the test there. All said and done, but I forgot the most important thing here. This is the floor mat out of my son's Honda Santa Fe. A glorious 20-year-old machine, and it looks like exactly what the floor mat should look like for this machine. Let's see how well the Hyper Tough can clean it off with this little floor attachment. As much as I hate to say it, I don't think the Hyper Tough brushless 1.5 gallon wet dry vacuum, model number 85032 by the way, doesn't really do a great job at anything except for picking up some loose material, like maybe sawdust on my bench, it'll be fine. But when it came to the mat in my son's car, it really didn't cut the mustard. It couldn't keep up with my old Ryobi, which is in dire straits. It performed better back in the day. It doesn't beat the Hart or come close to the Hart. Not really fair to compare it to the Hart, but if you're choosing a vacuum, then it gives you some information about which vacuum you need. Man, I hate to say this because I was looking forward to this thing, and it has its place, I guess. But it's not good for, dirt that's ground in the carpet. It's not good for large objects. It doesn't have the power to break them free inside of the hose unless you're going to go like this all the time. And some of you might be gifted at that, but that's not what anyone really wants to do with the vacuum hose. Unfortunately, thumbs down on the Hyper Tough. It saddens me, and it just, this doesn't help. That's too bad. What do you guys think? What do you want me to test next? I got a whole slew of tools over here that I've been sent to test. I'm going to intermingle them with some of my favorites like Hyper Tough. So what would you like to see? Put it in the comments. Hope you give the video a like, all that crap like that YouTube likes. Follow, subscribe, become channel members, support the channel. Hey, you can do that in the description below. Just released a member-only video about a Temu belt sander, which I really like. Thank you for tuning in. God bless all of you, and I'll see you on the next one.